Good morning, media, or whatever we want to call it. Like where does whatever's in there come from? I mean, how is it that for the past few weeks, every newspaper or media outlet that I've glimpsed is pushing, Ukraine, Russia, like how does that happen? What's up with that? And then how is it that the 2 years before that, everything was, and how does it all of a sudden just disappear? Like it's gone. So I glance at the front page of the local paper, which is the San Francisco Chronicle, and it reads, "Foreign spammers fuel U.S. discord." I don't know about you, but for me, when I think spam, I think of these fake phone telemarketers. They have a different number that they spoof every time. And if I pick up, it says, "Don't hang up," some recorded call, or it says, "According to us, your Google listing, but, or your car warranty may have, fuck off, you lying piece of shit. You're full of it. I don't have a car warranty. I don't need any of that bullshit. Leave me alone. Stop trying to use fake numbers." That's spam. So I figured it was something about that. And then read the article and I'm like, what the fuck? They're just like making shit up, completely redefining the English language. Like my grandfather grew up in Nazi Germany. He never told me the story about how one day him and the rest of his countrymen woke up and said, "Hey, let's kill 6 million Jews today." That didn't happen. It wasn't like everyone was like, "Oh, hey, my neighbor, he's really annoying. He's Jewish. Can you come get him?" That didn't happen. What did happen was a relentless and persistent propaganda campaign telling people about the evils of this and the evils of that and how all the problems of the world need to be blamed on this certain group. That's how it works. So like the subheadline, "Deceptive Facebook accounts sell gear." And what's the big deception? And then get to the second paragraph, we see, what's really going on, what the agenda is here. It says, "Much of the world was bewildered by the Freedom Convoy and its disruptive blockades." I don't know about you, but I was actually bewildered by the disruptive. I mean, basically, the meat of the story is that a 21-year-old entrepreneur from Bangladesh decides to start a Facebook group that caters to pro-convoy people. And then once he gets a big following, he sells these people t-shirts, mugs and stuff that say, Convoy, Freedom Convoy, I support, Basically, he started a business, found an audience, found customers that actually wanted to buy stuff that he had to sell. And according to the newspaper, this is somehow a fraud, a spammer, a scammer. Last time I checked, you look at the front page, they charge $3 to sell their newspapers. I mean, do you think everybody at the Chronicle is on board with the articles they write? Or is it possible that they just invest to make money? Or maybe it belongs to a giant corporation or somebody else who has an interest in persuading people of certain narratives, So the one thing they got right as far as deception is this guy with a foreign sounding name used a American sounding name or a Northern European or North American sounding name. It says, "Most people found this group by searching for terms, Freedom Convoy." Isn't that how you find stuff you're looking for? You actually use the words that you want to find? And how exactly? And then it goes on to say they hooked him. He hooked people in by actually using keywords that they're trying to find. It's insane. Swelled to 15,000 members. Wow, 15,000 people actually interested in freedom. Imagine that. He must be a scammer. It was then, it reads like the plot to some, America's Most Wanted. It was then that the savvy spammer made his move and diverted to people to, a store. Oh my God, he actually tried to recoup his investment and make a living. What a scammer. And then it's like, though it may seem silly to be concerned about t-shirts and other novelty products, these items can give a reinforcing effect to their target audiences. Has anybody seen the it's like, what do you think all that stuff is? Our objective, Ahmad said in a phone interview with the Chronicle, to sell t-shirts. Sounds pretty diabolical to me. Then immediately they go into the next paragraph, the spread of fake news and disinformation by malicious actors and bots has become a crisis. Even, destabilizing countries. This Ahmad selling t-shirts, insinuating that he's part of that group. What a bad guy. It's like, come on, man. He's some dude trying to sell t-shirts. It's not like he was offering donuts. And then in February, Facebook removed 2 large groups. Why? Because Bangladeshis were behind the groups. The motives of these groups are not always easy to pin down. But the Chronicle discovered an extraordinary new set of players in the battle. Dun dun dun. internet entrepreneurs. They're taking advantage of Western political division and inflaming it with the sole aim of juicing sales. How dare they? They don't have the high moral standards of our, but now that these Bangladeshis are trying to make money and actually promoting freedom, they can't have that. They must be evil. I'm actually amazed and impressed that these Bangladesh entrepreneurs are actually able to create a Facebook group and get that many followers. Every time I've checked Facebook for anything pro-freedom, or I can't find it. Like, they're all locked down, shut down, or there's a message from the admin saying, hey, Facebook's been removing stuff, so we're not accepting new members. So just the fact that they were able to get around the Facebook censorship is amazing to me, and they lasted long enough to actually sell some t-shirts and cups and stuff. That it's pretty impressive and kind of interesting that even happened and it made the news. The real, the irony, it just boggles my mind. It's not surprising, but it's just to see it and read it and be like, wow, it's like this is what passes for journalism. They go on to say that this company Gear Launch is enabling this, and it talks about how they've been sued and they won a $19 million in damages. Where's the article about had to pay billions of dollars in damages? The double standard is just unbelievable. And I just saw another Russell Brand video about how news media viewership is up like 50%, 100%, huge numbers in the past few weeks since they started covering the Ukraine war thing. War and battle, it's good for business. If it bleeds, it leads. And just the hypocrisy of calling out some poor Bangladesh entrepreneur trying to make a buck when they're making millions or billions, and the war machine of all the stocks of whatever the weapons of the merchants of death stocks are way up. It's absurd. The hypocrisy is just pretty astounding. It's amazing. Above the fold, there's a story about this foreign spammers, and then below the fold, and the picture that you can see above the fold is tech workers' children face looming visa crisis. One at the top, it's foreign spammers, bad. And then below, it's foreign workers' kids, good. And make up your mind. Are we supposed to hate foreigners or welcome them? Which is it? So it's what's the defining difference of whether we like these foreigners or hate them? Well, pretty obvious. The ones that are pushing anything related to freedom, or those people are bad. I'm sure the bottom story has roots in that left, right, the Republicans bad, Democrats good, that kind of, I heard the other day, left wing, right wing, it's the same bird, it's the same hypocritical, double standard, fake ass bird that's trying to fuck us all and keep us divided. For myself, I normally don't pay attention to this crap. 2.5 years ago, I have no idea what was on the cover of the Chronicle or the newspaper or in the news. I didn't watch that garbage because it didn't affect me, and they left me the hell alone. But now, so I'm this is a golden opportunity. Let's really all wake up and question it all and start saying, how can we reclaim our power and stop giving it away and start coming back together and actually really taking care of each other, not outsourcing it. Let someone else who pretends to care about us and then does nothing. Let's ignore those people. Just let them do their thing, and let's come back together and actually start taking care of each other and building resilient communities where we, every time I tune into TV or news or anything for longer than a few minutes, I'm just this is no good for me. This doesn't feel good. I don't need this. I'd much rather sit down with someone, have a honest, hey, how you feeling? How you doing? What's on your plate? What's your dream? What's your hope? And how do we help each other? What do you need? What do I need? Let's just do what we can to help each other. And somebody who's got the thing I need, or I know someone who can help you maybe, or just listen, to actually listen to each other instead of trying to, force some narrative or trick someone into doing this or manipulate that. It's it's pretty simple. Seems like we can do it. What do you think? Let me know. If you can, comment. I'd love to hear from you. And if this video is cool and you like it or whatever, thumbs up, subscribe, share it around, come to my website, subscription, donate, whatever, all helps. Appreciate it all. And I really don't like doing this marketing stuff, but that 21-year-old Bangladeshi entrepreneur, like we all need to put food on the table, and I'm doing the best I can to like try to spread truth and love and harmony and pay the bills at the same time. So thanks, and hope everyone is well.